What the f?
Hello fellow keyboard nerds. So over the past month, I've been tuning into a lot of keyboard streams on Twitch, and almost every single stream I go into, someone in chat says, Cream Sodas good. So I decided to check them out, because if everyone says they're good, they have to be good, right? Anyways, got a pack of these from KeepCats, and here are my thoughts on them. Now just a disclaimer beforehand, KeepCats is an affiliate of mine. If you want to pick these up for yourself, you can save 10% on these and any other in-stock item using code RLKEEPS at checkout, or using the link pinned in the comment down below. However, I paid for these using my own money, and this won't affect my review in any way. Now these switches were designed by Pungshu, and were inspired by one of the most famous Franken switches, the Cthulhu, whatever, this one. It was made with a Gateron Milky top, ink bottom, and a cream stem. So of course, these switches have a milky top, ink bottom, and a long pole pom stem. Obviously, one big draw of these is that these come in one package, instead of having to spend a fortune getting 3 different switches, opening them up, and swapping different parts out. When I first tried out these switches, I honestly wasn't a big fan, and I thought I was going to be let down by Hype Switch again. If you watched my previous review, you'd know that I don't really like super smooth switches, and these are smooth. They're so smooth that you don't feel anything on the way down, and then BAM! You've bottomed out. These are so smooth that I slipped and fell on them. They're so ridiculously smooth that they slid into my DMs and I'm freaking married to them. They're so... do you know what? You get the point. They're damn smooth. This is due to the generous factory lubing with quite a bit of oil on the stem sliders. You can also see some on the pole and in the hole in the bottom housing. Well, this no doubt contributes to the unnatural smoothness. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. Because there appears to be so much lube, to my fingers, it feels like the return on the switches are ever so slightly sluggish. But I'm talking milliseconds here. I think the lube is causing some weird suction thing to happen between the pole and the bottom housing hole. But maybe it's just placebo. After all, I don't loop any of my switches, so maybe I just don't know what loop switches feel like. This leads me on to the sound, which I didn't really like at first either. The bottom out is deep and muted, maybe even thocky, likely due to a combination of the ink bottom housing and the loop that's on it. The top out sound is slightly deeper and quite muted as well, due to the milky top housing. Now take a listen for yourselves. It's more muted than I would like, and more muted than what I would expect from a long pole switch. However, the good thing is that I can't hear any spring or leaf ping at all. The housings appear to be quite tight, and the stems also appear to have an acceptable amount of wobble. So, where does this leave this switch? On paper, I shouldn't like them at all. As I said in my last review, I like a little bit of scratch in my linears, being part of Tactile Gang myself, and I find overly smooth switches to feel kinda weird. I also really like long poles, but I like them to be loud and obnoxious, and more on the high-pitched side, which these are pretty much the polar opposite of... get it? Pole, cause long pole... okay, whatever. Regardless of this, I can't help but to be amazed at what an excellent switch this is. Stock no less. At 35 cents each, these are pretty damn expensive. But if you compare that to how much it'll cost you to make your own Cthulhus, plus all the flipping time you need to take each switch apart, the price seems pretty fair. Gateron also has another similar in-stock Franken switch thingy, the Minx, but those are 80 cents a switch, with a normal length stem and no factory lube. Of course, there is the issue of the slightly sluggish return, but everything else is spot on for what most people are looking for in a linear switch. Now if you want to hear what they sound like when typing, click on this video right here.